Hi people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Saadatu Daily. If this is the first time I've been on this channel, thank you so much for clicking on this video. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. Thanks for the likes, thanks for the comments. I don't take you for granted. So today we're going to be talking about people's reviews of Canada. I'm sure you've been hearing about my regrets, this and that. But today we're going to be looking at it from other people's eyes. It's not going to be from my eyes alone. You're going to be looking at it from different people's eyes. Both people that have been here, people that have been born here, immigrants, people that have left, the reason why they left, their complaints, their reviews, and there's some people that say they don't even have any regrets about being in Canada. So sit back and enjoy this video. If you don't have your popcorn, if you don't have your juice, if you don't have your coffee, please take the time now to go take one, because you're going to be enjoying this video. For me, I have my Tim Hortons here. All right, let's go to the first one.
What is the biggest thing you regret in life?
I regret in life? I regret coming to Canada, because if I had stayed in the Caribbean, I would have been way better. I came to Canada, I worked, I don't know, maybe 20 years. I had to go back to my country. 7 years, living here for 20 years, 7 years of my country give me enough money to buy 2 properties in Canada cash. 7 years, 7. And still 20 years you're just paying rent and nothing. It tells me Canada is just a trap. I own property and it's hard for me. So imagine people who come from different countries for the first year and you're wasting your time, you're going to stress out, you're going to go crazy, and you're going to die in less than 10 years, when in your country, which would have been harder, you live for another 40, 50 years. No matter how bad it is in your country, it's only going to get worse here. I'm telling you the truth. Travel the world and live a good life, all kind of stuff. Idea of Canada is to get out of Canada, not get in. And I've realized that between America and Canada, the people who are living back in their country are living better than us who are living over here.
Well, I don't know about the last point he made, that the reality is that people living outside of Canada are actually living better than here in Canada. So this guy is actually from the Caribbean. He says he has been here for 20 years and he went back. And the 7 years he went back to his country, he was able to come back to Canada and buy 2 properties cash. Like, then why did you come back? If you can make so much money over there to be able to come buy 2 properties in this country as cash, like you didn't do mortgage on it, like why are you here? Why don't you just go back there? Like, it means you're better off where you're coming from, right? That's what he's saying. But I believe this video was made here in Canada, so he came back and he's still complaining. Anyways, I don't know his story. This is just this particular video went viral for a very long time. Like, it's about somebody that he feels he's better off back home. He feels your country is better than being here, because he feels this place is just a place to come work. And the idea of you being here is to come here, get money, and go back. Like, so if you have such ideas about this country, like, I'm wondering why he came back. After spending 20 years here, he went back for 7 years, and then within that 7 years, he was able to come back to buy 2 properties cash. Meaning when he was here for 20 years, he was unable to buy a property. He was unable to get enough money to buy a property here. That's what he's saying. Wow.
So I've been in Canada for 10 years. I'm from the UK, and these are some of the things that I still just can't wrap my head around. First one, when I'm asking for directions, go north and then turn south. This. It's like, do I turn left or right at the CN Tower? Which one? What's with this north, east, south, west? I don't get it. For all emergency vehicles, police, ambulances, fire engines, all of that, when they're coming towards you, the traffic stops on both sides of the road. I mean, England should learn from this one, because I'm just saying, like, some places in Birmingham, hardly anyone stops, especially if you're on the other side of the road that is coming towards. You know what I mean? Parking is a good one. In Canada, you can't park on the opposite side of the traffic. So if the traffic is going this way, you can't be parking this way. Who knew? In England, you can park left, right, south, east, on the curb, off the curb, on the roof, everywhere. From that one, no.
Oh my god. So this one, in fact, the way she's chewing her gum is so funny. Like, she's frustrated. Like, okay, 10 years in Canada, and she's comparing Canada and the UK. She's been there for a long time, and she's seeing there are a lot of differences. Like, the driving in I said Nigeria, driving in Canada is like left hand wheel, right? And back there in UK is the right hand. So there's definitely going to be a lot of differences. And she talked about how traffic stops when there's an emergency vehicle, like a police van or a police car, or like an emergency van. Like, we stop immediately. You hear the siren, you just trafficate to give way. You give way to them because it's an emergency. You give way. But I'm surprised, like she's saying, in the UK, like, I don't know, I've never been to the UK, but guys, is that how it is? You hear an emergency vehicle coming, like, the next thing is that you have to clear way for them. You need to give them chance to move. Even they beat the traffic when there's an emergency. They beat the traffic, like, they give way and they move. So I'm surprised this doesn't happen. And then the parking, well, I don't know. Yeah, if you're going this way, if you're driving like this, it only makes sense for you to park like this, right? I don't know. I don't understand what she's saying, but I can see she's frustrated. And yes, when you're asking for direction over here, they are very good at using the compass back here. Like, even till now, I don't know where the north, the south, the east, the west is. I don't know. Like, even when I'm saying my prayers, I use the compass. If I go to a new place and I want to know where I have to face to pray, I get my compass from my phone. I have an app that shows me that. They tell you, oh, can you describe where Tim Hortons is, for example, and then, oh, go north, then you go south, then you go north, then you go west. Like, you're not describing anything to me. Tell me to go left, then turn to the first right, then I understand. But you can't tell me go west. I'm lost already because I don't even know where I'm facing in the first place. Am I facing north? Am I even facing the west first? Like, I can understand her frustration. So if I ask for direction and you start telling me go north, south, I'm looking for the next person to ask for direction. Or I'm bringing up my Google map. I don't understand it too. So yeah, I understand you, girl. If you're yet to like this video, please like it right now. I'm giving you 2 seconds to like it. And if you're yet to subscribe, I'm giving you 5 seconds to click on the subscribe button. Click on the notification.
Canada is not a place where I would live for free right now, because people are sad. A lot of people has been asking me how was my trip to Canada and what's my thought about Canada. Well, it took me only 3 weeks to realize that people are living a sad life in Canada. I was trying to figure out, why are people sad? Why are people not smiling? Until I went to the supermarket, until I went to the gas station, until I got to the point where I needed to buy basic things. And I realized that people are really, really in pain. People are suffering. But there's one thing I can't put my head around. They live an expensive lifestyle. I don't understand. In a nutshell, for a place like Canada, people are not living, they are just existing, and that is not a good place.
I'm not sad. Sometimes I'm sad, and I believe it happens anywhere. It could happen in wherever you are. So saying it's expensive, if you say it's actually expensive, there's no two ways about that. It's expensive. But for somebody coming on a visit, like you're visiting a country, definitely it's going to be expensive for you, because coming from Nigeria, this guy is a Nigerian, you're coming to visit maybe for a month and you're spending naira to buy something in CAD. Definitely it's going to be expensive for you, because you will be converting. You're not earning in Canadian dollars, you're not earning in the US dollars, so it's definitely going to be expensive for you. So if you're coming to say you don't understand why we choose to live here, it's not that bad, especially if you're earning in this place. It's just like a Canadian goes to Nigeria and then he goes saying, it's so cheap over here, it's so cheap in Nigeria. Nigeria is a very affordable place, it's so cheap, it's very cheap. People cannot relate it to you because you're earning in a higher currency, you're earning in CAD, and you're coming to spend it in Naira. So you definitely see it as very cheap. So if you buy a cup of coffee, for example, you buy this is equivalent to almost 2,000 Naira using Nigerian currency. Almost 2,000 Naira to buy just this medium cup of coffee. But if you go back home, I bet you can get this for like maybe $500 Naira, or maybe 400 Naira. You can get this. So you can't now go back home and say, oh, it's so cheap back home in Nigeria. No, you're not earning in that currency. So if you come visiting, you're going on vacation and you converted your money to buy things in that country, definitely you see it as expensive. So this one doesn't really hold water. And you saying that we're not living, we're just existing, like nobody tied us here. If you feel it's too expensive for you, you can go back home. Nobody tied you here. Of course, you're not a refugee, you're not like tied down. Let me describe that. You're not tied here, like, so if you feel it's too expensive, you can always go back. So you saying we're existing is like we don't have a choice, we're just here because we don't have a choice. No, it's expensive, definitely, but it's not as bad as you're portraying, guy. You don't live here, you're coming from Nigeria on visit, so I can't really say much about that. But I'm not sad. Sometimes I'm sad.
I heard from my friends in China that some Chinese people regretted coming to US and Canada. They were earning, let's say, something like $1,000,000 per year, living in the US per year in China, and in US and Canada they can only find a job that is giving them 70 to 80k USD per year, which is a huge downgrade of course.
Yeah, it's a huge downgrade, but they still choose to come here. They still decided to come to stay. So they're earning like $1 million China currency. I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't know what the equivalent is, but they still choose to come here and take 70k USD. So it means their priorities is not maybe the income, it's something else. Maybe they have more opportunities for their business or family or something, security or so. So it's a downgrade financially based on what he's saying, but they still choose to come and stay. So if you're coming from a country where you earn more, you earn better, and then you still decide to stay in this country that pays you less, then it means your reason for being here is not because of the income, it's for something else. So if you look at it deeply, they are going to tell you like this is the reason why I'm here. Maybe those people financially they're okay, they're just doing the jobs to just augment paying the bills and all that. But if you look at it deeply, then there's something more that they're staying here for. So it's a downgrade financially, but if you don't look at it like, yeah, because they can decide to go back. They've made their researches and decided that okay, I'll still come even if I can't earn what I'm earning back home, I'll still come. And then for those that didn't know, they came and then they still have the chance to still go back if they feel they can't stay, because there are a lot of people that have definitely come, they saw and they saw that they couldn't conquer and they went back home. So yeah. Weather is bipolar. Most people are bipolar as the weather. High cost of living. It's so expensive to travel by inside, that's reading. Very, very high taxes. Yeah. 5 things I hate about Canada. Yeah, high taxes. Don't even go there. Very, very high taxes. The weather is bipolar. It's this today, tomorrow it starts. Like we're currently in spring, but if you look outside my window, you see snow. Snow is still falling. The kids just resumed spring break. They just resumed back to school. They finished spring break and there's no reason why there's still snow everywhere. My daughter was like, Mom, what the heck? What's going on? Why is it still snowing? So the weather is bipolar actually. Today you're bringing out your spring boots, you're bringing out the spring jacket, and then you have to go out the next day and you'll be like, this spring shoe is not going to work. Like my son, he went to school one day with his spring boots because the snow was melting, and then by the time he came back, his feet were cold. Like he didn't wear his winter boots, he wore his snow boots, and it changed overnight. So the weather is actually bipolar. So also is the people. The people are also bipolar because we are all inside the weather, we're all experiencing it. So it's this today, it's this tomorrow. So it affects your mood. You're happy this moment, you're depressed the next moment, you're just over here, different mood swings, everything just affecting you at the same time because the weather affects your mood. Most people are happier during the summer. People anticipate the summer. Like I did not understand why white people are so anxious for the summer to come. I didn't really understand it. Like, oh, during the summer. I didn't understand it till I came here, because for me, I can't even wait for the summer. I can't wait. I'm so anxious because we're always outside. You can go to your backyard, you can sit outside, you see people, you actually see your neighbors. You see your neighbors, you see their children playing. During the winter, you don't see them. You see people moving, you see life, you see people are living. You see people walking their dogs, you see people playing, you see people wearing skimpy things. You get to wear your clothes, you get to wear your nice clothes. Like, oh, Canada.
So I'm not Canadian citizen first of all, I'm from Korea, but I've been here 11 years, almost going to be 12 years, so I assume myself as Canadian more likely than Korean. But this government, I don't know, past 9 years, let me ask whole Canadian, any something good happen? We can see the increased drug abuser, increase the alcoholic, increase the homeless, increase the suicide, increase of the teenager drug abuser. And what people actually think about, like, focus on, so it's Trump. Oh, he attacking us. Oh, he attacking us. I came here, this country, to study 11 years. I pay a lot of money. Every year, to go to your Ottawa, I pay 40K. They are still increasing international students' wage. They're still increasing it. Which means, where's diversity? Where's equality? I'm from South Korea. My country is still in the war. So I'm not Canadian citizen first of all. I'm from Korea, but I've been.
So I think this guy is he a student? I think he came in as a student, and then he's still complaining that the school fees for international students is too high.
Particular in Jamaica, asking me what is my experience being in Canada, because they want to make the transition. Now, this video is not to discourage anybody from coming to Canada. If you feel like Canada is a place that you want to come and live and, you know, start your family, feel free. Don't let this discourage you. But I want to share the realities of Canada. I've been here for the last almost 6 years, and Canada has been, it's different. From after COVID, Canada has changed significantly in a number of areas. And I'll speak to some of the areas that I think Canada changed a lot in. When it comes down to taxes, Canada, I think, have one of the highest taxes in the world. So the more money you earn, the more tax you pay in Canada. It's like the higher you climb, is the higher the government take money out of your pay. So you're paying, as I'm up to 47% of your income in Canada that goes to tax. So it's very, 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 very tax heavy in Canada. The other thing that I noticed in Canada is that after COVID, the price of food went right through the doors. Like, literally, you can go to supermarket with 100 Canadian dollar and you come out back with absolutely nothing. Just if you get 2 bags with $100, you get a lot. Food over the last 2 years, particularly 3 years, skyrocket high. The cost of living versus what you're getting for your pay, what you're getting for to buy for food, absolutely ridiculous. The other thing is rent. No, Canada have this. So before COVID.
So let's talk about what he just said, because the video is quite long. So he's talking about the cost of food in Canada, especially after COVID. I've had a lot of people talk about it, like prices have gone so high since COVID and it's not looking like it's coming down. Like they complain that you could go make a grocery you can go make grocery shopping for a family of like 5 with $100-$200 and you get something considerably like reasonable. Like compared to now, you just pick 1, 2, 3 things in the store and then the next thing you're calling $186, $140. Like you're like, did you make a mistake? Can you check it again? Like it's so scary. Things are quite expensive. Like when I came into this country in 2022 and I remember we used to go shopping for a family of 5. I would spend like $350, like full carts. Like when you know you're doing shopping, monthly shopping, full shopping, $350, we spend that. But now, if you've not spent up to $450, $500, you've not done anything. You've not really shopped. And for we Africans, we Nigerians that aside buying groceries in the stores, we go to our African stores to buy things too. Like that is another grocery on its own, which can be very, very expensive. So I think I understand what he's saying, because just barely 3 years in this country, I could also feel it that things have really gone high. Prices of food has gone up significantly. Well, like there's these waffles I buy for my kids. A pack when I just came in, I can still remember was like $10, $9 some cents. Let's just say $10, but now it's around $12.49. It has increased. You may see that this is not a lot, especially if you're watching from maybe Nigeria where prices double, or over here prices, what we used to know is that price of something used to be fixed. It used to be like stagnant. It doesn't really fluctuate that way, but these days we notice it increases. You just see it as increase with 20 cents, 50 cents. All this little money goes a long way to increase the overall shopping you do. So I think I can understand from his perspective. So just someone that has been in this country before COVID and after COVID, they could see the huge difference. So I give it to him.
So before COVID, you could get a 2-bedroom for like 1,100 Canadian dollars, $1,200. Now after COVID, the same apartment, the apartment that I live on, I got my apartment before COVID, so I got in a very comfortable rate for a 2-bedroom apartment. Now I have some friends who moved from Jamaica and there are some vacancies on this apartment and they live here and they're paying $1,800 for the same 2-bedroom. And when they move, the landlord charging $2,200 for the same 2-bedroom. So rent in Canada?
Yeah, so for this one, I had experience of this. When we came in 2022, we had a house, a 3-bedroom, and we were paying $1,400. That was $1,400. And then when we bought our house, 2 years after, when we were leaving, the landlord increased the rent to $1,700. He added $300 because it's actually easier for you to increase the rent when a new tenant is coming in than the people in it. The people in it, if you have tenants, you can increase it, but it's limited. Maybe you just add $50, $25. But when a new person is coming in, you have the chance to increase the rent because the houses around that place too were around that price. You get it $1,800 and then we were paying $1,400. So the price increased. So this is just barely 2 years after we came in, from $1,400 to $1,700. And I bet you if that same person is leaving, the landlord could still increase it to $1,900 and a lot of people will still pay for it. They will still accept it. Rent has increased. People tell you, oh, this house is something that we used to pay before COVID. We used to pay $1,950, but now it's $1,300. Now it's this, now it's that, and people kind of blame it on the number of people that have migrated to the country. It has made rent to go up because a lot of people are looking for accommodation. So landlords have the chance to increase the price, and if they increase it, people will definitely rent it. So they blame that on migration. That is another story for another day. So let's go on.
It's very, very, very expensive. When you talk about the healthcare, no, Canada have free healthcare because they use the taxes that we pay to provide free healthcare. But when you go to the hospital, it's like it's no different from an underdeveloped country where you're waiting hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, like literally waiting for 8 hours. You go to the hospital from 7 a.m. in the morning, you're not getting through, and I kid you not, you're not getting through until around maybe 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. That's when you actually get to see a doctor, because there is a shortage in the healthcare workers. There is no doctor, and you can't go to a private doctor. You can't say, all right, you have your money, so you're gonna go to a private doctor. Canada not deal with private doctor. The rich, the poor, everybody goes to one hospital. Furthermore, you can't even get a family doctor. There's a 6 months waiting list to even get a family doctor here in Canada. The other challenge with the reality of Canada.
Family doctor. Oh my God. We were on the wait list for over a year. We came in, they told us to register to go and join the queue to get a family doctor, and I'm like, okay, I was just thinking it's something we could get next week, 2 weeks time. It took a year. And we're just lucky to get a Nigerian who opened a clinic in Winnipeg. That's like 1 hour 30 minutes from where we stay. And then it was all over the social media that a new hospital opened and she's taking patients. That was how we were able to get doctor. And after we used her for like 8 months, that was when we got a call. That was when we got a call that, hey, you're on the list for a family doctor. Would you mind having this person? We have this person taking patient now. I'm like, this is over a year that we're on the queue for a family doctor. So that doesn't mean you won't be able to access healthcare. Of course, you go to the hospital, but it's always good to get a family doctor because all your records will be with them. You go for tests, you go for anything, it goes to your family doctor. As in, all your record is kept in one place. Unlike going to QDA, going to this hospital, like they keep trying to get your record from everywhere. I was like, so assuming we didn't get this Nigerian family doctor, then this is how we'll be on the queue to get one. It's crazy. Talking about the wait time, when you go to the ER, emergency, where you feel your case is so serious, like, hey, when I get to the hospital, everybody will be running around me, everybody will, like, you go, and the first few minutes you go, they take your BP, they attend to you, and then they ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your pain? If you say, then you're rating below 7, or go and sit down. Because when you even go there, you see people's cases that are more than your own. And then you see on the board, in most emergencies, like you see the waiting period, how many people have been waiting, how long have they been waiting, and then you see somebody has been waiting for 5 hours, for 4 hours. In emergency, like it's not normal strolling, like I have pain here, like emergency that you had to call or you had to carry your child to the hospital. So it's like, it's only when you go for a case where your head is falling off, your hand is removing, you can't breathe, that is when they will run around you. They could even come use a helicopter to pick you from your house. They could drive you from Winnipeg to Ontario with the helicopter just for emergency case and all that. But you don't feel, okay, I'm not dying, that I'm not that serious, but I also need urgent care. There was a time my husband couldn't breathe. That was around 9 p.m. He couldn't breathe, he was sick, and then we took him to the hospital, emergency, we got there. I was first of all expecting, okay, from the camera they'll see that, okay, he can't walk, I was expecting at least they'll bring a wheelchair or something. We carried ourselves into the ER. On the scale of 1 to 10 was the pain. I don't even know what he said, but we sat there. The long and short of it is that After giving that immediate check, like, let's see what's wrong with him, and then they got to see that, okay, this person is not dying, he's good, he's not dying, he's in pain but he's not dying. They now kept us. We went there 9 p.m. and we left the ER like 4 a.m. I had to call in sick. I had to call my manager that, hey, I'm not coming to work today, or currently in the ER. 9 to 4 a.m. and what did they do? Even we will be on the queue, and then you start getting better on that queue. You start getting well, because he was now getting okay. He could now breathe. He was a bit stable before the doctor now came to call him around like 2 a.m. They called him in, they checked him, did this, did that one. They said everything was fine, I had to, when I said that he was stable, I had to even leave him there and go wait in the car, like to catch some sleep. When I saw he was stable, we left the ER around 4 a.m. I was surprised when we got there, and then there was a family that came in around that same time. They came around like 11 p.m. that day. They met us waiting, and then the mom, the dad, and 2 children. The mom came with blankets, like to just cover her feet, like something to keep warm and get cozy. And then when they came in, they were all holding coffee. I'm like, why are these people taking coffee in the night? Are they not going to sleep? I did not know that those people are used to waiting. They are used to the wait time. They all came in with their coffee, they got comfy, and then they were waiting. I'm like, I wish I had this coffee. Like, I don't know why they needed this coffee. The healthcare is crazy. This is not funny. It's crazy. I just pray, God, don't put us in a situation whereby we are sick and like we're in pain, and then the healthcare is not. It's not healthcaring. Like it's a very big cultural shock to me, because people will feel. The impression I had was that, okay, we're coming here, we're going to get emergency care, we're going to get this. There's care. The healthcare is superb. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. But we're just trying to say, the wait times are long. There's shortage of doctors, shortage of nurses. They are overstretched, and then they do due diligence. They take their time when it's time for you. Like they take so much time on you that other people suffer. They want to check this, check that, do this, do that, do this. And while they're attending to you, other people are waiting in pain, they're suffering and all that. When you have to do emergency, they have to book an appointment, like a referral, that they'll say, okay, this case we cannot sort it out, you'll get a call from so and so place. Before you get that call, you see people are on the wait for an appointment for months, 5 months, 4 months, 3 months. Like currently my daughter needs to see 2 specialists, and then that was last week. They told her, okay, 2 specialists should need to be referred. And then I was like, God, when are we going to get this call? When are they going to call us to come for this appointment? The doctor was like, honestly, I can't say that. I'm like, this is going to take maybe a month or 2. And she said, yeah. So this person, my daughter currently needs this service. She needs this thing that she needs this referral for. And then we're saying she has to wait for 1 month, 2 months to get an appointment to deal with this thing. Like, what happens to her within that time? Is it only in a situation where somebody is dying? There was a case where a family friend took their 3-year-old daughter to ER. Her temperature was almost 40, if not more than 40 degrees. She had fever. The dad was the only one at home. The mom was working in another place. As in, he took her to the ER. They took the child from him. Before you know it, they put her in the ambulance. They took her to another city. Like, he had to drive and follow them. He was just seeing everything was happening, because they saw that this person's temperature was too high. The next thing that she was going to be convulsing. They put her in the emergency ambulance, shipped her straight to Winnipeg. He couldn't even explain what was happening. Before he knew they were already there, the mom had to go meet them over there, because she was working in the same city where the daughter was taken to, and everything happened. I'm like, this is not what we want. Yeah, it's good, but not only in a situation of life and death that we will see this happen. I had a story. I didn't see this happen. I had a story where someone was sick at home, and then they called, and they took the person to the ER, and from the ER there was a helicopter took the person. The person needed surgery. Took the person from the ER, shipped and flew the person to Ontario and all that, because that was where they could do the emergency surgery. I'm like, this is perfect, this is beautiful, but it's not only in this situation that we want to see the healthcare working. there are some conditions that you're not in pain, you may be having mental health issues, you may be having something bothering you, but you can't have that immediate service. Let me not even overflow this, because I am currently facing this. My daughter currently is on the wait list for two specialists, and she's currently on one wait list, which I've not even received call for like 4 months. We've not had anything. I don't even know if my name is still there. I don't even know. Just pray for good health in this country. Yeah.
Canada is, honestly, Canada boring. Canada boring. There is nothing to do. It's good when you have like your own community, that you can have that level of culture. You know, you have the Jamaican community, you have the other ethnic groups who have their community. Community is big. If you don't have a community in Canada, man, Canada is boring. Now have nothing to do. So I'm grateful that here we form a nice little community where people can display culture, you can talk your language, you can cook your food, and you just feel Jamaican. Without that being present, Canada boring. So a lot of people just work in Canada and save their money so that they can travel to different countries. That's what I've been doing over the last couple of years. Like me, I can't stay 12 months in Canada. It's not possible. It's not possible. Yeah. So at the end of the day, Canada is still good in some instances where, you know, the crime and violence is not as bad. They have good gun laws, but overall, if you're not a strong person, if you don't have community and you don't have the support, Canada is very, very depressing. And
yeah, Canada boring, I tell you, Canada boring. But in the comment section of this particular video, a lot of people are saying it depends on where you are, it depends on your type of person. Canada is not boring. Like, it depends on your lifestyle. If you're an introvert, if you are but it depends on what you're comparing with. So a lot of people are saying that no, Canada is not boring, depends on where you are. For me personally, I think it's boring. It's boring compared to where you're coming from. Like, I'm coming from a very populated country. Like, if you want to just see action, just come outside of your house, carry chair and put outside. You will see one drama or the other happening. This place is boring. It's boring. Like, I'm facing my window right now, making a video, and my view is outside. Like, I can count how many people I've seen pass. There's nothing to see. You come outside, bring out your chair to see something, especially in winter. Forget it. In winter, you won't see any soul. You won't even see your neighbor. You just see your neighbor driving in and out, and that's all. In the summer, yeah, you get to see children, you get to see things happening, but overall, it's boring. Yeah, you could go to clubs, you could go to parties, you could have friends and all that, but it all depends. Like, you need to make that extra effort. You need to be lucky to be in your community. If you're in a place where you're like the only one, the only Nigerian, the only Jamaican, you're not going to enjoy it. It's depressing. It's very, very depressing. You have to make effort. Like last summer, I deliberately organized a barbecue in my backyard just for people to come, just catch fun. There was no any celebration, nothing. People came, we ate, we made barbecue, we danced, we made videos, we made TikTok videos and all that. Those are the kind of things that you want to do. And you need to even be able to schedule time. Like, you want your friends to come, and you're planning, no, I'm going to be busy this time, I'm going to be busy this time, I won't be around, I will be busy at work, I have shift, I have this. So you need to be deliberate to be able to catch fun in this country. If you're lucky to have friends around you, neighbors that are very fun-loving people, you may not really see it as boring. But if you're like the only person around, all your other people around are white, the activities they even do is boring to you. Like, what are people doing now? Which fun thing is this? Come on, you want to play card, you want to play Uno, you want to do what they call charade. It's boring. Anyways, so let's go to the next video.
If you're considering leaving Canada, here's my advice. Do it. We left in January 2021, and now I look at Canada and Canadians from a distance, and I'm like, girl, bye. As soon as you leave, your life changes. no more seasonal depression, no more paying for parking, no more $10 lettuce, no more winter coats, no more slush on my boots, no more fucking traffic, no overpriced cocktails, no one stabbing me on the street, no subways, no more angry and depressed people everywhere. Instead, I am 10 minutes from the beach. I live in a 2-story loft for half the price I paid in Toronto, with a private rooftop, a pool, a gym. I can go outside every damn day of the year. And your girl has a tan year-round. Happiness level 10, bestie. I feel bad now for everybody stuck there.
You feel bad for me? I feel bad for myself too. But I don't need the time. I'm already burnt. What? So this person left Canada and she said she was in Toronto. And I don't know which country she went to. And she feels sorry for us. She said a lot of things in 30 seconds. Wow. Let's listen again. I feel attacked here.
If you're considering leaving Canada, here's my advice. Do it. We left in January 2021, and now I look at Canada and Canadians from a distance, and I'm like, girl, bye. As soon as you leave, your life changes. No more seasonal depression, no more paying for parking, no more $10 lettuce, no more winter coats, no more slush on my boots, no more fucking traffic, no overpriced cocktails, no one stabbing me on the street, no subways, no more angry and depressed people everywhere. Instead, I am 10 minutes from the beach. I live in a 2-story loft for half the price I paid in Toronto, with a private rooftop, a pool, a gym. I can go outside every damn day of the year. And your girl has a tan year-round. Happiness level 10, bestie. I feel bad now for everybody stuck there.
You hear that? Do I need to talk about this? The background actually looks very beautiful, and if she says she's paying half the price she pays when she was in Toronto, then I'm jealous. I'm very, very jealous. Like, she looks so happy over there. She's saying no, only more $10 for a lettuce. Like, where do you get lettuce for $10? She talks about, I don't even know what to say. Like, she talked about the parking, paying for parking. I've never experienced that. Okay, I experienced it when I went to Winnipeg, paying for parking. But over here, we don't pay for parking. There's free parking. But there are some places in bigger cities where you're parking, you're paying for it. Even in your rent, like you pay for parking your vehicle, part of your rental, part of what you pay as rent, you pay for parking also. So that's really, really crazy for a lot of people. It's very, very annoying. Like, you're paying to rent and you're paying for where your car is going to be parked. And when you go somewhere, go to a mall, go somewhere, you have to pay for parking in that place. So it's crazy. It's really depressing. And not even just the paying, the process of paying, like you have to go line up, tap your card, pay, then when you're going out, get receipt. Oh, it's crazy. I understand that. Stabbing in the, you talk about stabbing, that's crime. Maybe where she was, the crime rate was high. And she gets tan all year round. Like, she looks so happy. And she feels sorry for all of us here in Canada. Thank you. Next video, please.
So don't come to Canada if you are stable back home. It's not worth it. It's just a fleece. It's a mirage. And that's the truth. Some of us are here because we've decided to come. For example, coming to Canada as a consultant psychiatrist, I had my hospital, I had the money, I had my driver, I had everything working. I had 3 vehicles. I had built a house and I was living in a duplex. But why did I come? Some of us will look at it and will say, you know what, for the sake of my children. Canada doesn't program you to work and enjoy your work. The master that is paying you is saying, I'm paying you to get this job done. Salaries in Nigeria is better, you understand? Because I can be making an equivalent of $1,000 in Nigerian naira. The amount that I'm going to spend out of that $1,000 to get my house, rent, everything may just be about 300 or 400. I have opportunity to save like 500 from my salary. But you can't try that in Canada. You have to cut your coat according to your clothes in Canada because your rent, many things are competing. So it's like they give and they take. The system will take it away from you, from parking lots, from the toll gate. There are a lot of systemic discrimination that you won't see it as a form of discrimination because it's already systematized. It's already part of the system. They won't put it in your face. We call it systemic discrimination. It's quite huge, but it's hidden under laws, organizational rules and code. But you will know that it's deeply hidden. But they won't put it and show it to your face.
This guy said a lot. So this is a Nigerian who is in Canada, and he's saying it's a scam. He feels if he's earning what he's earning here back home, he's better off being there because he'll be able to save. And I was looking closely at this video. This video was done in November last year, November 2024. A lot has happened from November to date, to this March 2025 I'm talking about. So I think he may have to make some corrections, because a lot of things happened in Nigeria. Prices of things have gone up. You know, he's saying he'll be able to save like $500 if he's earning the same amount like in Nigerian money. Things have gone up, my brother. It's not as the way he said it. Maybe as at the time of making that video, it made sense. And he's saying, also making the same points the first guy made, that if you're doing well back home, you're better off being there. You don't need to come. But he's, as a doctor, somebody in the medical line over here, you guys make a lot of money. So I don't know why he's complaining, but I feel he feels back he's better off being back home. He had cars, he had drivers. Well, you don't need to talk about that. Like, we all feel it. Most immigrants here back home, they had drivers, they had chefs, they had nannies, they had everything back home. But coming here, you become everything. You become your driver, you become your chef, you become your nanny. Most time you cannot even work because you have to do all these things. So I understand you. It's so cheap back home. I used to say that back home now, like, it's a vibe. Like, you have everything going on for you. And if you have a very good nanny, your nanny will spoil you. Your nanny will spoil you that you don't have to even do anything. You don't just sit down and be giving instruction. Do this, do that, do this, do that. When you have to go out, you have to go shopping, you have to go to work, your driver is available. In fact, in the morning, they wake up, clean your car, clean everything. Your car is sparkling clean. And when you're ready to go to work, they will help you collect your bag, madam, bring your bag, they collect your laptop, put it in the bag. You see that at the back. Oh, Nigeria. Oh, we will still achieve it here. I will still get a driver in this country. I'm just remembering my driver, Teso. His name was Teso. His name is Teso. Okay, so let's come back to this. So he had all this, and you can't afford it here, because if you want to have a driver here, you're probably going to be paying him what you are earning. So if, for example, you are earning $30 per hour, you employ a driver and you'll be paying that driver $16 per hour based on your province. If you're in the province at the minimum wage, you can't pay below the minimum wage. So you're earning $30 per hour, you'll be paying half of that to a driver. If you have a chef, you'll be paying, if you want to pay minimum wage, you'll pay $16 to the. So it doesn't make sense. You can't, except if you're going to get two jobs. So you're going to be paying your driver with your second job. It doesn't make sense. That is the reason why it is very, except the wealthy, the rich ones are able to get a driver over here, to get an in-house nanny and all that. But we'll get there. So I understand his pain. If you have well-paying jobs back home in Nigeria, in Africa, wherever you're coming from, I think it's better off you just stay back, as I explained earlier. And if you still feel you want to move based on other factors, not basically because of the pay, maybe security, better life, you want your children to have better education and all that, then you can relocate. But if you're thinking financially, like you're going to make more money here, you should have a rethink. Because I've seen different videos, different documentaries, things happening that doesn't even make you to have time for those children you came into this country for. You came into this country for your children, right? To give them better education, to give them a better life. Well, you're here and you don't have time for those children, because you come and then most times you have to get a second job to be able to pay the bills. You get a second job, that second job takes your time. Even if you're doing that job at home, you can't have 100% attention for those children. So it's just like an irony, like you come here, for the children, and then you don't have attention for those children, and God help you, those children fall into wrong hands, because you won't have children in your house. You're looking at them, you're seeing them, but they are not in the house. They are on the internet. They are gone. They're chatting with somebody in the US, they're chatting with somebody in Iran, they're chatting with somebody in Mexico. On internet, and you think your child is home with you, because why? You don't have time for them. I'm not saying getting a second job is bad. No, it's not bad. I attempted having a second job around November, December. I did it for like, let's say a month, and I resigned. I couldn't do it. In fact, they told me to go because I was giving too much excuses there. Alright, this is how it is. I was doing weekends. My normal weekends, I feel, oh, I can't wait for weekend. I can't wait for Saturday and Sunday. And then when I took the second job, I was like not looking forward to weekend. I go for the job, come back home, I'm tired, I'm irritated, I don't want to talk to anybody, I don't want to talk to my husband, I don't want to talk to my children. And that is when they're happy to see, oh, mommy is home, they jump into your room. The last thing you want when you come from such stressful work is for your children to be where you are. You're like, can you just excuse me? Can you just give me 1 hour? Let me just unwind. And then they'll be looking at, what's wrong with this woman? You just automatically feel like a bad mom because you don't even have time for them. They've been waiting for you all day, all the week. You don't have time for them. They go to school, you go to work. Before you know it is bedtime, they sleep. Weekend that you usually spend time with them, they're going to work. And then when you come back like around 6 p.m., you're tired. You just feel left out. You don't know what's happening in their lives and all that. But back home, it's very hard to see somebody doing 2 jobs back home. Because when I came here, I got to see people doing multiple jobs. People do, but it's not a common thing to see standard, like you're doing 2 jobs. You do 9 to 5, you come home, you spend the remaining time with your family. In fact, there's some jobs that, like in my own job, I had so much time, like I could decide to go to work, I could decide not to go to work as far as I'm online and all that. I have time, I had multiple time for my kids. But here, it's different. Most people do multiple jobs, so you don't have time for those children. Those children you brought into this country to give them better life. Eventually, if you are not lucky, you lose them. You lose them to the system, you lose them to internet, you lose them to vices and all that. So, you just need to set your priorities right before relocating. It's very juicy. It's so nice to say, oh, you're relocating, you're moving your family to America, to the US, to Canada, but you need to set your priorities right. Yeah. Next video.
I was saying, I don't know how people live up here.
Okay.
Because we just went to the mall and $260 for a pair of, say, shoes that I can get down the States for $50.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely insane. So I'm from Arizona.
What's
but I keep up with Canadian politics.
Coming from an American, what do you think about our Prime Minister?
That he's a douchebag? No, good. I think that... I was saying, I don't know how people live up here.
Okay.
Because we just went to the mall and $260 for a pair of, say, shoes that I can get down the States for $50.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, we're not going there. We're not going to politics. Did she just say it's a douchebag? No, we're not going there. So she's talking about how expensive things are here in Canada. I think she came on vacation and she went shopping and she saw a pair of shoes and she's saying that shoe costs $250. But if it's in the US, it's going to be like $50 left. What kind of shoe is that? We should check her. Like, what kind of shoe is she buying? That you can get it here for $250, and then you can get that same type of shoes for $50. I want to see that type of shoe. I'm not saying it's too expensive, but why the difference? Like, well, I've not been to the US, so I can't really talk much about this, but she's mocking us. She's saying it's expensive in Canada. It's really expensive, I tell you. It's very expensive. Next.
Good back home, like don't step into Canada. Like Canada is at the worst right now, so.
What's your name?
Abby.
Are you from Vancouver?
I immigrated 6 years back.
What is your experience with finding connection in Vancouver?
I immigrated as a student, right? So I had like college friends, but definitely as soon as the college just finishes off, people just depart. And then you have work friends, which are basically only at the work, but nowhere after the work.
What's your job?
Child and youth support worker.
What does that entail?
Look after the kids who are, you know, like kind of addicted to explicit drugs.
Oh, wow.
And then they have like different psychological, mental disabilities.
What's one thing that you would change to make Vancouver a little bit of a nicer place to live?
If I had a magic wand at the present moment, I was just like trying to get a home for myself, because
really?
right now I don't have a home. I had a conflict with my roommates, so I just went out and then they just kicked my stuff out, and then in the middle of the month I'm not able to find a place to accommodate myself. So I have my stuff at one of the person's place. He just lets me use his washroom and take shower and stuff, and then I just head out. And then I had to sleep on the bench or somewhere out.
And how long has that been for?
Probably a week now.
And then where do you find like a spot to crash usually?
I just crash anywhere, man. Like in a cafe, I just like head down myself, or like I just go to the park where nobody sees me, and then, you know, I don't want people to see me like laying down like that.
Do you have a final message that you want to say out to anybody at all?
Immigrants to Canada, I would only say that if you're doing good back home, like don't step into Canada. Like Canada is at the worst right now, so you don't want to get into worse.
So he talked about drug abuse, alcoholism. That is something like a very, very huge shock to me. The rate at which people abuse drugs, the way people take alcohol, adults, yeah, fine, but teenagers, it's scary. You go to a city and then you see drug stores, that drugs, cannabis and all that lined up. You can walk in, buy, take and go. It's legal. Like, I don't know how come it's legal, because in my country it's illegal. The rate at which people get drug abused in this country is alarming. It's alarming. It's scary. Drunks and all that. We have people roaming around the streets drunk, like oozing, no jobs, just nuisance. You see them in the bus parks, you see them in shelters, you see them everywhere. That it's really, really high. So he's trying to say we have enough problems here in Canada, and then the only thing we focus on is Donald Trump. Like, that's what he's trying to say in the video. Of course, the government is doing a lot of things to combat all this drug abuse, alcoholism, and all those vices, but it just looks overwhelming, and it just looks like the focus is not, like the priority is not really given to where it's supposed to be given, according to him. So he's really frustrated. So he's talking about diversity, he's talking about alcoholism, drug abuse, and all that. That is a big problem. And after spending all these years in this country, like, he feels all those vices are increasing, and then we're focusing more on politics and all that, especially in this new era of tariffs and all that. So yeah, it's huge. Alright, so that's the last video actually on this series. Did you enjoy this video? If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Please like it. Please click on the like. The like is somewhere here, somewhere here or here. So click on the like button and subscribe if you're yet to subscribe, because you're going to be seeing more of this type of videos coming soon. Thank you. See you. Bye.